Hello, my friends. So it has been a while, and it's interesting. I have felt called to put out another Monday mindful movement thing because it has been a long time. And well, I felt just fatigue from December and outputting everything during that month, and then the rush of the holidays and whatnot. I also realized that I have been really missing it, and while I've been starting the new yoga offering every Wednesday, I've just realized that that's really, when I'm working and making these videos, it's for an offering for you guys, but it's also for me as well. And so I want to keep doing that, and I want to try and find some balance in a way that I can do everything. How can we do everything? If anyone has any tips, please let me know. But on that, I have been listening to various people talk recently about the cyclical nature of life. And so, sometimes I think when we're trying to fight the good fight and be happy or be up and be on all the time, it's unrealistic, because like everything has ebbs and flows. And so just like the seasons flow from one to the next, our emotions will flow from one to the next. And we just have to be open to riding those waves and to be in a place where we can allow what arises to arise. So how do we do that? And I think it's just, again, through the training. Yeah, so I love to think of these things as practice or mental training or spiritual training and physical training, and it's just we keep doing the work, and sometimes it feels more like work than others, and that's okay. So I will try not to talk too much because I love to do that, but I thought I would start with some movement. So let's just greet our bodies. Whenever you're doing this, we're going to do a little seated practice today, because maybe you can do this as a little snippet in between your job, all of those emails, or surfing, or you could sit on the edge of your bed and do it in the morning, or maybe before you go to sleep. So just as so we're doing this kind of, your nails, sorry, that's my lovely cat, has like one long sharp nail, and he frightens me when I cut his nails, and so I try not to do it. All right, that's my human moment. So we're kind of like greeting our body. Sorry, my vest is very loud. But I also I'm working really hard to love myself. I have a lot of work to do in that department. That's an aside. But as we are touching our body and we are greeting our body, maybe it is second nature for you just to feel gratitude and love towards yourself and this incredible vessel that we have been blessed with. And maybe it's harder. And so let's just make sure that we are trying to touch ourselves with gratitude. Yeah, the same way, again, that you would touch a child, a pet, someone in a way that you want them to know how loved they are. Try and do that to yourself. Okay. Let's now give a little shake. You can shake the feet, shake the hands. And it's a bit interesting to do this one. We can do it seated. I feel like I'm going to whack things around me, so I'm actually going to stand for this. But I love I love me this. So, yeah, so we're going to just allow that gentle spinal twist to come knocking on heaven's gate. I'm gonna whack my cat. Try not to do that. And just let it all go, guys. Yeah, find this pillar of strength in through your core. And just let everything unwind around you. Good. Take a couple more of those. And then one of my favorite ways to disengage from that movement is to imagine that I am in the water and I'm running my hands along. So just really feel the water there. Good. And let's little wave ourselves back to our seat. And we're going to go into these gentle waves. Yeah, so like the wave has a high point and then the low point and then like a forward progression and a recession. So that's the way our lives are. Yeah, so let's sit up tall and then exhale, tilting from the pelvis. Release and scoop, come in, and then reverse that. Top of the head goes down. Pelvis and crown reach in opposition, out, out, out. Lengthen the body up. Good, again. Inhale, get tall, folding from the pelvis, tilting forward. Exhale, scoop. Belly button's gonna pull you back, so the strength of your core. Soften down. Lengthen crown and sit bones again, reach away from one another. Good. Good. I'm just gonna let my my spine. In my yoga class, I was saying like as if you have no exoskeleton. Yeah. So I watched this. If you haven't seen the if you have Netflix and you haven't seen The Octopus Teacher, I think that's the title. I would highly recommend it. Now we're going to take that wave over to one side. So I'm spiraling over to my right, sitting up tall, folding over the legs. Good. Scooping back. Softening forward. Feel really heavy through that left sit bone. Good. Let's spiral the other way. And exhale forward. Good. Belly button scoops, reach back, feel it through the lower back, especially on the right side. And again, this movement can be as small or as big as you want it. We'll go back to that first side. Inhale, get long. Exhale, begin to tilt from the pelvis. Good. So I am feeling like this little tug of war of energy is my anchor on my left side. Belly button scoops to round so that my core can support me and I don't have to grip through my hip flexors. And if I'm going too slow for you, go on your own time, your own speed. Good. Belly button curls you in. And then be curious here. What does it feel like to lengthen through the crown of the head? If you had invisible strings, how would they support you? Good. And then again, just a little wiggle of that incredibly pliable, supple, soft, squishy lack of skeleton body that you have become. Good. And with the suppleness and softness we have found in our bodies, try and find that in your mind as well. So you can just find some stillness here. Feel the sit bones grounding you below your seat, connecting you all the way to the earth. And again, with that same loving kindness that we try to greet our bodies with, can you allow your awareness to approach your internal world the same way? And if you feel the rise and fall of your thoughts, just watch them as if you would be watching the ocean on a beautiful or even a stormy day. And as a person who's a big feeler and who has been going through lots of big feelings with my kids around this time, I am choosing to also try and watch the rise and fall of all my emotions. And just allowing what is to be. And with that openness and this lack of or attempting to be open and lacking judgment, I think then we create more freedom and space to let those things rise and fall. You bring your breath to all of the parts of your body. So scanning from your feet to your head, can you allow your feet to be sent all the way to the tips of your toes? And then, as if you could pour the breath in like you'd pour sand or water into a vessel, allow that breath to fill you up. And when you feel like you have inflated yourself like a balloon, we're actually going to do a 3-part breath. So we will inhale to our belly, and I really want you to work on the 3-dimensionality of your belly and your back. Yeah, so we'll breathe into the lower space, pause for a moment, breathe into the rib and the heart area, pause, and then suck in the air all the way so that we're filling up our head space as well. Okay, so belly, chest, and head. We'll go through that 3 times. If it helps you, you can have one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. You could also put a hand on your lower back or the back of your hand as well, if that feels like it's assisting you. So let's take one sequence of a cycle of breath together to start. Inhaling and exhaling. And now inhale, filling up the belly and back. Pause. Breathing into the chest, the side ribs, the back of the ribs. Pause. And now inhale to the head. You can even imagine you're sucking in through a straw all the way to the top. And release. Good. I'll cue you a little bit less this time. Inhale to the belly. Pause. Inhale, chest level. Pause. Inhale to the top of the head. Pause and let it go. Last time, and let's be curious, how full can we be? Inhale, belly level. Pause. Inhale, chest level. Pause. Inhale all the way to the crown, maybe even above. And let go. So, taking your hands to your heart, let's just breathe for a moment. And if you can, think of something that makes you grateful. Can you send your love to that person or thing? And as we've done in some of our previous work, can you even maybe reinforce that connection with those invisible threads, those golden threads? That stretch infinitely and connect us all together. We'll finish with our beautiful little caress of our heart. Show a little tenderness to yourself. Please show kindness and tenderness to others. There's a beautiful Ram Dass quote that says, "We are all just walking each other home." And I realize when I do these practices that this is my home and this is my space. And I'm glad to be walking there with you and you sharing your practice and your time and energy with me. And hopefully we can all find a little bit of peace and calm in these turbulent times. But I also want to remind you that change is hard and that this change is also necessary. And so everything I think that's happening, it's challenging and we want it to be done quickly, but these are deep things that we're going through. So let's just hold each other's hands as we walk each other to this new home. So peace and love to you, my friends. Have a beautiful evening or day, or have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful you.